This is the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook live show. It is a big slate here on Tuesday with a ton of news that has broken throughout the day and broken before today. If you watched the preview show, we went over a lot of things that went on there. Grande, a lot to talk to today. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Holidays are coming up. We had a pretty good example lineup last night that was running hot for a bit there. Try to win some people some money before the holidays.
We will do our damnedest. 11 games on both DraftKings and FanDuel tonight. A lot of injury news. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Holiday cheers. Eggnog sucks. Let's get into it.
I've never had eggnog, but we've gone over that before. We'll have that conversation another day. Overall spend ups on the slate tonight. You see Nikola Jokic at 12-7, no Luka, obviously no Giannis, SGA at 10-8. At the point guard position, that leaves you at SGA at 10-8, Maxey at $9,900, Giddey and Trae Young round out the $9,000 tier. When it comes to ownership for today here, Grande, are any surprises for you at the point guard position?
No.
Okay.
Nope. And at the top, like, you can definitely get to SGA at 10-8. He was great. We love when SGA plays fourth quarters. It's always fun. It's always a good time. I think that's very live to happen again. We have a 5.5 point spread tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a good number. That's always fun when OKC is included in a 5.5 point spread because it has been very infrequent. So, they're obviously healthier with Chet and Hartenstein back. Caruso's back. No AJ Mitchell. That doesn't do a whole lot for SGA. He's still the alpha. So if you want to get to SGA, we know. I mean, he's low owned, like every slate, no matter what. He is just unowned. So if you want to play SGA and he goes 470 or almost 70 like he did last night, you'll be happy. You can always play Maxey in a tournament. Brooklyn's defense has been better. Philly is pretty healthy. And by pretty healthy, I mean like Embiid and Paul George are both expected to play.
Yep.
We did get the Edgecombe downgrade to questionable with an illness earlier today. So Edgecombe and Quentin Grimes are listed questionable. Neither of those things really impact Tyrese Maxey. Embiid is still the one that does a little bit. So you can always play Maxey in a tournament. Not a priority for me tonight. I would rather go to Josh Giddey in a tournament. The game total in this one did not go up. I was kind of monitoring it all day, but not going up or down from 254.5 implied points isn't bad.
Not bad.
It's 4-point spread in favor of the Hawks, who are an absolute mess tonight with injuries. So I like Giddey. The only downside to Giddey is the Bulls are playing. They're just another team that is playing 11 guys pretty consistently. So, the Giddey minutes where earlier in the year we were getting high 30s, they've been settling in like low mid 30s, but there's triple double upside. And then I'm okay with Trae Young. Like there's obviously a ceiling, but just because Dyson Daniels is out doesn't solidify Young's minutes anymore. Like the more important thing for Atlanta is to just simply have him available and healthy. So
you got to feel good about the 20 to then 26 minute jump.
Yeah,
right?
30 probably plays 30 tonight. It's a good spot. I just don't think like the Dyson Daniels part of it matters. I just think that they're going to progress him how they need to progress him and give others minutes that they need to give. Like you can obviously play Trae in a tournament. If he gets 30 minutes and is as efficient as he was last game, well, then he could break a slate. But I definitely, in this tier, am mainly looking at SGA and Josh Giddey.
Okay. If you go down, you have Booker under 9K at 88. You have Kevin Porter Jr., who's getting the ownership in terms of like spend ups in quotation marks right now. He is $8,700. You have Jamal Murray, who went off last night, and obviously that was just a blowout game. Then you have Keontae George, no Lauri Markkanen tonight. We've talked, obviously, the upside of George here lately. Got Lauri off the floor. He's 83. LaMelo at 81. What are we doing in the 8K range?
It's Kevin Porter Jr. for me here. KPJ has been pretty dominant fantasy player sans Giannis Antetokounmpo this year. I don't think that there's no reason to think that won't continue. I'd assume they run the same starting lineup again, which includes Ryan Rollins coming off the bench and Portis and Kuzma starting. I mean, without Giannis, he leads the team in usage at 27.5, and he's first in fantasy points per minute amongst like actual players in the rotation. So at 1.3. So I think Kevin Porter is the guy I lean here, like the play I lean here. Definitely good with Jamal, definitely fine with Keontae. Like they both have massive ceilings. I just like Kevin Porter more than both of them.
I mean, again, they lost by 20, and it was at one point it was much larger. He still went for 40 last night for Keontae there. So, all right, 6K range has a lot of ownership tonight as well. Again, injury news galore here.
Would be worth mentioning, by the way, in the 8K range, we didn't mention it. Darius Garland said he was going to play. The injury is a different injury. So like, it's good that he wanted to play through and said like the toe isn't bothering him, but now he's dealing with a quad injury. So that's definitely something to monitor leading up to lock.
Yeah, for sure. Colin Gillespie, Cam Spencer are two of the top three guys in ownership here tonight. Obviously, Phoenix missing players, Memphis ruling out John Moran, downgrading a handful of players in there like Cedric Howard in their lineup as well. 50% of the field is playing Tyler Kolek. We assume that would be the case. We did the preview show last night. Are you living in the 6K range? Gillespie, Spencer, you're getting some ownership on Emmanuel quickly around 10%. Like, what are your thoughts here?
That's a tricky question because I'm not living in this range if it means I'm not playing Tyler Kolek. Because I'm just playing Tyler Kolek and kind of moving on.
Yeah.
I think the good thing about Spencer and Gillespie and why their ownership, one, like you said, both teams are missing a bunch of players, but they also have multi-position eligibility. You could play either at point guard or shooting guard. On the Spencer front, we kind of talked about it last night where Jemai Meshik was like the only other guard they had available. They gave him 5 minutes and basically we're like, Cam, we just need you to play as much as humanly possible. The one thing I'd point out, and it's a very small thing, no pun intended, but Javon Small is listed questionable on the injury report.
Yeah.
That could mean some extra minutes, like going his direction. We know how Memphis has basically handled minutes this year. They do not like to extend players very much. That was the crux of the whole John Morant coach argument. Like, dog, play me more minutes. Like, play people more minutes. You're playing. This is the NBA. This isn't, whatever. So it is worth mentioning. I don't think it should impact Cam Spencer that much. He continues to play really well. Really tough matchup against OKC. Still gives you 34 fantasy points. Plays 35 minutes. It's an elite matchup. So like not mentioning the Javon Small thing to like downgrade Cam Spencer, just pointing it out that there could be more minutes for someone else. And Gillespie looks good. I mean, 6,200 point guard, shooting guard. We kind of talked about the minutes. They've gone nowhere. But the price has, which is like they're dropping. And like Devin Booker's been back the last 2 games, 35 and 36 fantasy points. It's like complete kind of, I don't really understand the price drop. I was looking at some Lakers stuff earlier. The Lakers are the only team in the bottom 10 defensively with a winning record. It just goes to show you, one, how good they've been offensively, but two, how bad they've been defensively. They're 23rd in defensive rating this year. And yet they're 19-8, 11 games over 500. Gillespie without Grayson Allen this year has been over a fantasy point per minute. The minutes are going to be locked in. He's their starting point guard. Correlates perfect. Like the Devin Booker role does not impact him. Like Gillespie is not a high usage player. He's just a good fantasy player. Like he's a good shooter. He stuffs the stat sheet.
It's still a 20+% usage rate too. It's not like a 10% usage rate. It's still like in the 20s. So I agree with you. And I was doing some prop research today. His point line's at 15.5. With Grayson Allen out of the lineup in total, he's gone over that in 6 straight games. So like they lean to him to score the basketball, when Grayson Allen's not there. Obviously Booker part of that mix as well. But great facilitator, showing that he can score the basketball. Certainly in on that. And then really no one else is getting a ton of run. Again, Emmanuel quickly is around 10%. You're just kind of going down. Kolek's getting 50%. So like, he's just eating so much of the ownership there. How are you feeling about anybody else other than Tyler Kolek?
I think there's things that like we can monitor, but I have nothing. I don't think there's anything definitive. Like Dallas, I'm monitoring, right? Mm-hmm. Brandon Williams is questionable. They're down like a bunch of Clay's doubtful, Christie's doubtful, PJ Washington is questionable, and Brandon Williams is questionable. So like Nembhard at 43 could be an interesting pivot. Isaiah Collier at 4,300. In the games that Lauri Markkanen sat against Orlando and the Lakers, he played 28 minutes in each and had 18 points in each of those games. I don't think that's a coincidence. No Lauri Markkanen. Suddenly the offense is flowing. Also, no Yusuf Nurkic tonight. Like we know Isaiah Collier is going to have the ball in his hands a lot. Mm-hmm. So like 4,300, I think is a good price. Sans whatever happened last night, right? He went 1 of 6. It was a nightmare.
Hey, if you tuned into the show though, I told you take the over 6.5 assists. That was over by like halftime.
Over by half. Yeah. He had like 4 straight possessions to where he just had assists. So like Nembhard and Collier I think Jordan Goodwin is another one. Closed last game. Didn't look great in the Phoenix game or in the Golden State game, the last Golden State game, but he's closed and played 26 minutes in each of the last 2 without Grayson Allen. So something to monitor there.
We just got Philly news. They're all out. Grimes, Edgecombe, Barlow all out tonight. McCain's in that same range, $4,400.
So I assume, like just looking at Philly as a whole now, Maxey, Paul George, Embiid. We haven't gotten the Embiid part, right?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. I mean, was listed probable, so assuming he's in, I would what you're saying, McCain is going to start, in my opinion. And then the 5th starter, they've liked using Paul George at the 3. So
Edwards maybe or something.
Jabari Walker or Justin Edwards, like small ball lineup. I would assume it would be something like a Jabari Walker because Brooklyn does play like a pretty big front court. And like Paul George is definitely guarding Michael Porter. Mm-hmm. My guess would be McCain and Jabari Walker. That would be my guess at the starting 5. The problem I'd say for McCain is that he's still, it wasn't Maxey, Embiid, or George that were ruled out.
Yeah.
That matters more than
the usage rate on those 3 guys.
Quentin Grimes being like, and like Edgecombe matters and Barlow start. Like 2 of those guys
Edgecombe has been unreal, right? So
correct. And I'm not like excluding that. I just don't think like there has been something missing almost in every one of these games, except now Paul George, Embiid, and Maxey are all expected to play here. Like Embiid's missed time during this stretch, and Paul George has missed time, and Maxey missed 2 games. So I think McCain's fine, but who are you playing him over now? Are you playing him over? Like I'm not listening to Jared McCain or over Tyler Kolek. I will not hear that slander at all. That I will not, I will move on from that question. So Like if he's your last piece in, you could do worse. He's, there were a lot of comments from Nick Nurse praising how well he's played recently, especially in that last game against Dallas. But it matters because there's a lot of minutes to be had, especially in the Edgecombe pocket. But I think it's okay. Let's see where the ownership moves.
As I said, we were getting some ownership movement even before. Keontae George jumped up. Gillespie had jumped up from just when we started the show. Kevin Porter Jr. actually had moved down. Goodwin had moved up, but I would imagine now with this news, we're going to see some even more drastic changes probably the next minute or two here.
Why?
Well, I agree with you, but I think there's sort of a natural idea of like 3 players, 2 starters, right, for Philly getting ruled out there. So like,
I think it's a tricky one because the 2
players,
players
it doesn't make it a better play. It just makes it a play that people might brain go to. Kolek can still be the number 1 guy.
Yes. And like what McCain does have, he's 4,400, relatively good spot, and he's multi-position eligibility. So like that does help him.
Mm-hmm.
And we should, assume he starts. I think the most logical expectation is that he starts. He is still dealing with, what he's dealing with. But if EJ Edgecombe can do it, so can Jared McCain.
Yeah. Can you play both? Ask Steve. Yeah, you can definitely play both.
You can play them both.
I mean, they got to do it. That's the one thing with McCain, with Gillespie, with those other guys. They're all point guard, shooting guard eligibility. So you can play them all,
I think he did word that properly because he didn't ask, can you, like he asked, can you or should you? Because I think on an 11-game slate, like you can, like John said, like you can go to Jared McCain at 4,400, but I don't think you have to go. There's so many different directions. There's so many value plays. We just got the Kalkbrenner news. That's another value to open up for Charlotte. Like there is a boatload of value. So yes, you can. No, you do not have to.
All right. Point guard, shooting guard. How much Kolek do you want to get into here? Like we've kind of mentioned, he's a must play. Is there? Break it down anymore? Like
he's gonna. I mean, there's no reason to think he's not going to start. He's going to play 30 minutes plus, and you're taking a top 3, arguably MVP candidate off the floor, which in Jalen Brunson, right? So it's hard to like not want to play him.
Sure.
At 3,800, I'm just kind of clicking the button.
Is there anything out for the Heat? I saw that they started him versus Boston. He's a good player. They just like.
Yeah, no, that was a bunch of guys. It's where.
All right. All right, let's go to shooting guard then. Where last night we didn't think we had Austin Reeves, so we weren't sure if we were going to have Austin Reeves. Now we do have Austin Reeves. We've talked about Reeves' usage rate without Luka Doncic this year. It doesn't even matter if LeBron's playing. It was insane. Mitchell, Edwards, Reeves, your top 3. Booker, obviously involved in there as well. Is Reeves the number 1 now? Because we were leaning like Donovan Mitchell potentially, but where are you here now?
I haven't gotten there fully yet, and maybe it's me. That's a me thing. I know he only missed 3 games, and I know that
calf injury. You're just scared. You're just afraid.
I've been looking all day. Like all the beat writers just basically reported that he was in. No one said anything. There was no quotes from Redick on limitations or so. Like I don't know what that necessarily means. If there is a limit or if there isn't. He has a 37% usage without Luka Doncic. Like it's a tough spot. They're down multiple starters with Luka and Rui Hachimura. I'm just kind of stuck here because I personally have approached it all day as if he was going to be limited.
Yeah.
And I don't love that on an 11-game slate, but I also recognize how good he's been without Luka this year. So it's hard for me to fully I think that there's a lot of plays that I can look at in this range where I don't think players are limited. And if that's the case, I would just rather play them. That's basically where I land. Like if I think Austin Reeves plays 31 minutes tonight, well, I'm probably not the person you want to ask. If you think that Austin Reeves is the best player on the slate, I'm probably not the right person to ask if I agree with that, because I'm not. But if there's no limit,
I was gonna say the 5 games I think it was or whatever without Luka, he's got like a 40% usage rate or 30.
Yeah, it's 37 without Luka this year. But that's like, that is not. I'm not arguing about.
You're just thinking he's not playing 38 minutes, right? That's basically where you're.
I'm not arguing the player.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he's gonna. It was only 3 games.
Yeah.
But it was calf strain.
Sure.
And it's been 13 days. So it's tough for me. And right now, the field is with me.
Sure.
That could mean one of two things. Like, the field and I are completely wrong, but he plays 40 minutes and everything's good and he goes for 60 fantasy points, or the field and I are correct and Austin Reeves end up playing 28 minutes tonight. And the thing is, they're 11 games over 500. They're playing on Christmas. I get that every game matters in the West and whatnot, but I feel like he wouldn't play if he's not healthy, but I just don't. Calf strain, I've said all year, calf strain has been the NBA's kryptonite this year. So
for some players, right? Jalen Johnson goes with a calf and comes back and just triple doubles.
It's true. It's true.
I think it's player dependent. Like you said, there was never a doubt that he was seemingly playing today. They just assumed that he was kind of going there, right? But to your point, the field isn't getting there. A lot of that is because there's dual positional eligibility on a lot of the other guys that are getting ownership at point guard.
Well, he's 2%. No one's playing him.
Donovan Mitchell is just under 10. Brandon Ingram is actually the popular spend up of this range. At $7,800, he gets the Miami matchup. We've talked a lot about Miami and their matchups this season. They play at a high pace. These games scored a lot of points. He's been really good without RJ Barrett. $7,800 is a really good price tag for a guy that was consistently over $8,000 the last 4 slates. I mean, are you playing Brandon Ingram or playing Josh Hart? Like, where are you kind of going with your builds?
So I'll start at Donnie. I like Donnie quite a bit in tournaments. Okay. I know I don't want to just zoom past him. I think he's a great tournament play. And if Darius Garland's out, I mean, he has a 40% usage rate baseline without Evan Mobley. He has a 43% usage rate without Mobley and Garland this year. So if Garland's out, Mitchell would be one of my favorite plays of the day. I really like Devin Booker on the flip side of this matchup. The Lakers are terrible defensively, as I've mentioned, 23rd. They employ Marcus Smart. They employ Marcus Smart in the year 2025 is different than when he won Defensive Player of the Year. It's not worrisome at all.
Yeah.
Booker's minutes, 33, 34 upon return, no issue whatsoever. Super
Steve
high
had a
ceiling.
Question if you would play McCain or Smart if you had to pick one.
I would play Jared McCain over Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Marcus Smart. He can make a bunch of shots, but with Reeves back, he's third fiddle, possibly Ayton's back too. He's fourth. Mm-hmm. Laravia's probably your 5th starter. Could Marcus Smart take the fewest shots of the starting 5? He could. So I would go McCain there. Like Booker a lot in tournaments. No issues with Ingram. No real objection. No longing to get there. If you land on a Brandon Ingram, I think it's fine. Miami's as fast as they've played. They are 3rd in defense. So that is something to consider. I do like Josh Hart quite a bit. I think the Josh Hart, they're down to like a lot of rotation pieces. They do have some of their G League, like Diora's here with the team. You're playing Josh Hart with the assumption that he can approach a triple double. That's basically what you're hoping for. Cause like, there's just not a usage increase for Josh Hart. Like, can he score? Yes. Will he score? That doesn't matter who's in or who's out. Like, he just doesn't really like. I think there are some other players on the Knicks team that will still be offensive priorities ahead of Josh Hart. So I like Hart in tournaments quite a bit as well.
Okay. We did talk Cam Spencer, point guard. Warren, we're in. We're in on Cam Spencer. You can play him at either position here. Thoughts on the 6K tier then? Or we'll throw Norm in that conversation. NAW, Khan, Rollins, Kobe White, Keontae George, or Keyshawn George is here. Cam Spencer's here. Like, what are we, big tier of players. A lot of guys we've talked a little bit about already at point guard, but anybody notable for you when it comes to lineup builds and player pools?
There's not.
Okay.
Cam Spencer is notable, but we talked about him. Yeah. Coward would probably be the other guy. He has really good numbers without everyone who's out. I don't love that he has heel soreness on the second leg of a back-to-back. That's not like great. But Spencer, Coward, Gillespie, those would be the three.
All right. From a value perspective, we did give a quick shout to Vic Krejci last night. He is getting a little bit of ownership here, around 15% as of right now. Jordan Clarkson's in that range as well. Jordan Goodwin we kind of touched on. Is there anybody else down here that you'd highlight?
Yeah, I mean, in the 5K range, before we go down there, Najee Marshall is someone that I'm pretty high on again today. Even kind of a better spot than yesterday in terms of, I think, the minute ceiling, especially with the Clay downgrade. No Clay. Clay played really well yesterday and kind of got extended because of it. And again, no Max Christie. So 2 wings basically out of the equation. Now you have the PJ downgrade. Don't love that for Dallas. Without those players, not PJ, with just like with just the wings out, Najee Marshall's been over a fantasy point per minute this year. And he's about a 19% usage player. Since November 21st, which is the day Aaron Gordon went down, it's a 13-game span. Denver is 27th defensive rating. So I like Najee Marshall quite a bit at 5,300. Shooting guard, small forward eligibility is great. Cam Johnson at 4,900 is a guy that I'd be willing to go back to the well with. Going to play a lot of minutes in a competitive format, $4,900 there. I wrote up Jaime Jaquez Jr. today, just going to play 30 minutes or so. Didn't mention this at point guard. Another like monitor situation is Jeremiah Fears if Jordan Poole is rolled out. I think is a option because we know Herb Jones is out, so like there's just more minutes to be had in that rotation. I think Clarkson's definitely in play. I mean, the Knicks are down like a lot of rotation pieces. Like one, they're down Jalen Brunson. That's the most important one. But OG, McBride, Shamet, like they're down 4 rotation players. Yabusele obviously been in and out of the rotation, but like there are a few extra minutes to be had with Yabusele out as well. So I think that there's about 5 players.
You know what's kind of telling here is that Jordan Clarkson, his point prop for tonight's 15.5, 16.5 on DraftKings. I mean, you're going to do, that's what they got him looking at, 15, 16 points at 4,600. You add in, a couple of assists, couple rebounds, whatnot, like should pay off the price tag. Like you got there against like Indiana, 27 fantasy points at 18, 3-1.
Yeah. I kind of wrote that in the playbook. Like I think a similar role is very possible. Like I don't expect him to start. I wrote it in the playbook and I said it on the show yesterday or last night. I think we get the double big starting lineup here with Towns and Mitrov. or if they wanted to, they could go Towns and Huck Purdy. But I
Mhm.
think they're going to go double big and just bring Clarkson off the bench. But that's been a fine role for him his whole career. So we
Yeah.
shouldn't really change our line of thinking on Jordan Clarkson. Warren just said the Kispert stuff. No, for me, they have a super healthy team tonight. Like basically everyone rolled in.
Pouring out for our guy, Cam Whitmore, deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah, I should. Not everyone's healthy, obviously. Hopefully, Cam Whitmore gets healthy soon. But no, on the Kidsburg front, I just don't know what the minutes are going to be upon returning. Plus, you have like Clarkson here, you have McCain here, you have Goodwin here. Those are all cheaper options. You have Bruce Brown, who's playing like high 20s minutes a night.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway didn't miss a shot last night. Sensabaugh could start tonight with no Larry Markkinen and
Merrill played 26 in his return. He's 41.
Yeah.
Oh, what? There's no Garland, maybe,
and there's no Lonzo. Yes, I will grant you that I think Sam Merrill is probably going to play minutes. Sam Merrill also has like a 0-point floor.
I was like, don't forget what Sam Merrill started the year at here, 26, 35, 24. He was cooking.
I'm proud of him. 4,100 if you want to play Sam Merrill. I mean, honestly, I don't think there's much difference between him and Vit Krejci, and one of them's getting a lot of ownership and one's not. So like, if you just want to play Sam Merrill because he's not Vit Krejci, and Vit Krejci had his finger snapped into place in the middle of the game, and now is getting all the ownership, despite like where I'd give like Atlanta's really shorthanded.
Yeah.
And no, it's ugly. Like their rotation is going to be really ugly tonight and very condensed. But like Trey's going to be limited. They don't really have backup wings or bigs. Like, they have no bigs tonight. Jalen Johnson might be playing. Asa Newell is and Jalen Johnson might be like your backup bigs tonight. Yeah. Which
get some Ricochet minutes, play.
He's getting a lot of ownership. We'll definitely.
I was gonna say actually gonna play the number 1 overall pick. Who would what? Any Isaiah Joe interest 3,900?
Nope.
Okay. Small forward then. All the way top. MPJ, Jalen Williams, Brandon Miller, Cooper Flagg, Norm Powell, your top 5.
Yeah, not a lot there for me. I think I would be like, you can always play MPJ in a tournament. We have learned that. MPJ in tournaments, sure. Very, very solid individual. J-Dub with a healthy team over 8K just hasn't really done it. I mean, even in a competitive game last night, largely competitive. 34 minutes.
Had the points, just didn't give you really anything else that you look for, really.
The price is just the one for me that like I don't need to get there on an 11-game slate. We know Miller has a super high ceiling. Will he ever show it?
We kind of hope the ball was going to be out of this game, and he's playing.
Yeah. Tune in next time to will Brandon Miller make a shot? He could.
Good.
But
dude, he was actually making them last night, but the volume wasn't what it usually was. So
Cooper, and Cooper would be the guy for me here if PJ Washington's ultimately ruled out. I mean, they're going to be down multiple wings. We know how good he has been in basically every area outside shooting threes. So big, like really good matchup. It would be Cooper, but there's really nothing for me. I've kind of come around on Mikal Bridges today, John. I'm not going to lie. I have slowly come around on Mikal at $6,800.
I mean, I am usually a Mikal Bridges guy. So, getting you on board here.
Since the start of last season, without Brunson, OG, Miles McBride, it's 225 minutes. He has a 25.5% usage rate, and he's over a fantasy point per minute. Minnesota without their best perimeter defender in Jaden McDaniels matters here.
Yep.
Like big time matters. Because like DiVincenzo and Ant are like good defenders, but they're not Jaden McDaniels level defender. Jalen Clark is a really good defender. He's not going to play enough. So
right.
I think Mikal is definitely, there's 40-minute upside, probably more. There's probably like low 40-minute upside. And at 6,800, he just feels safe. I'm not like going out on a limb and saying he's going to score 60 fantasy points tonight, but I think he's very safe at the price and the minutes.
Again, if you watch the previous show, you knew I was kind of talking him up. I'm a fan of him in certain spots. This would definitely be one of those spots, just kind of give it who's out of the lineup there. Again, if you're looking at ownership, there's just a lot of value tonight, but Mikal Bridges is the number 2 in terms of ownership at this position. Jaime Jaquez, Ace Bailey getting some love if you're just kind of scrolling down, but that's a lot of people, in the 6 and 5K range. Are we just ignoring Sadiq Bey here at 6K? The field is like, why? What? No one's a believer in Sadiq Bey, $6,000 tonight.
I'm not either.
Okay,
so I'm just.
And I guess technically you weren't wrong, right? 28 fantasy points isn't enough to pay off 6K, but he did enough for our player props, so we're happy there.
Yeah, well, in my DFS lineup, I wouldn't be. So, I'm indifferent. I don't have like a strong take here. I don't like if you land on Sadiq Bey, he's going to play mid-30s minutes. They've already ruled out Herb. That solidifies it. Jordan Poole could be out too, just to like really drive that home.
Yep.
But like
if Howard sits, would you play Wells?
Yeah.
Carlucci is only here to lurk the Sadiq Bey.
I mean, this is what he does. This is his role now. His role is to just show up, mohawked up. 2020 was a weird time, and type Sadiq Bey,
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, like Sadiq Bey. Yeah, sure. Jalen Wells also, yeah, sure. Like the minutes are fine. Had some time under the sun where he was like giving us like, oh, okay, we're getting a little increased scoring. And then it's like, well, Jalen Wells is kind of back to Jalen Wells things.
Stop making the threes, That's what
he did.
I love in the last few games.
It's obviously an elite spot. We have to factor that in.
Like saw that last night, 35-5 or something like that.
It was 30, 19-0, 30-5. You and I were literally sitting here watching, supposed to be recording, like, what is actually going on? We're not going to have Jamal Murray in this game for very long.
Somehow they all got to their points we needed, but that's
they did
somehow.
Not everyone.
Not everyone. Damn it. Not everybody. But dude, I was you were a big Jalen Wells guy begin the season. I was just betting his overs during that hot run. It was like 11.5, 12.5 every night. We were hammering it. If Coward is out tonight as well, I would be into some Jalen Wells because Utah, who they're putting on the floor, what exactly are they putting on the floor tonight? Right? Like a lot of questions. Talent wise, on that end of on the other side of the ball, there.
Not fun wise though.
No,
we know every Utah game will be fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Defense optional.
Again, Ace Bailey is getting ownership at $5,500. You mentioned Najee Marshall there already.
This is my. When I hear Ace Bailey, this is my stance.
Just like sure. Sure. Yeah.
He is. I'm sure Ace Bailey's going to have a wonderful career.
Okay.
Offensively one day. Just don't care for it right now. Like why is he 5,500? Nobody knows.
That's the point.
There's no reason he should be 5,500. Whether or not Larry Markkinen was in or didn't play the Orlando LA game. Yeah. 5,500 wouldn't have paid any bills that night.
Remember the years where DraftKings used to do like what we thought was like predictive pricing, and they were just like they're just assuming these guys are out, so they would just jack everybody up. It almost feels like Ace Bailey. Like, you know what? Laurie may sit one of these games. We'll just put him at 55, so you can really play him. So
yep.
Alrighty, value. Where are you looking to go again? There's Hendricks is getting a ton of value here at the position. Is he 34 or something
33,
like that?
Yeah. 33. I mean, like, this is the field doing one of those assumption things, right?
Yep.
We assume Taylor Hendricks starts. I wrote in the playbook that I think it's either Hendricks or Sensabaugh would be my guess. Like, we pretty much have a good sample enough that Filipowski is going to start at center, and then who knows at power forward. I said it to you jokingly last night when, like, it was like 40-15 after the first. I was like, yo, Taylor Hendricks +7. Maybe they should get him on the floor a little bit more. So yeah, I mean, it's possible. He actually has good numbers without the guys that are in, but it's a small sample because he doesn't really play a lot. So,
Sure.
I'm okay with Taylor Hendricks, but I'm not playing Taylor Hendricks if he's not starting. That's a tough sell.
Last night you highlighted Jake LaRavia, but obviously now Austin Reeves is in. So I imagine you're less in on LaRavia.
Yeah, indifferent. He has times where he looks like a pretty good fantasy player. There are times where he looks like he's just getting some good cardio in there, So, sure. Indifferent. Like Clarkson's the same price.
Yep.
I trust the usage more on Clarkson. Sensabaugh is cheaper.
We have the Ricochet ownership that we were kind of talking about there. It's gone down. It's actually gone down a little bit. Now it's only 13%.
Yeah, because it's uncomfortable, dude. Like it's an uncomfortable. Paul, it's not positional that John's talking about. It's production. The value of Jake LaRavia is far less significant.
Yeah.
Like you're doing the exact same thing by bringing up Ayton for the record. Like they don't play the same position. It's the exact same thing that
the usage rate that Reeves is going to have is going to take away from everybody else's opportunity to score.
Which is the exact same thing. And like LaRavia might, again, it's him or Smart are fourth and fifth wheels here. Like they are.
When it was just LeBron, you kind of had like there was going to be somebody else that could score to the basketball. Now it's definitively going to be Austin Reeves, probably one.
And Ayton.
And LeBron too, yeah.
And DeAndre Ayton. So like there's a lot more mouths to feed when all those players are in. Maybe LaRavia pops if Reeves is at all limited, right? Like that obviously would correlate. So if you're thinking Reeves is limited at all, like the LaRavia correlation isn't terrible. I don't like or dislike Zachary Ricochet. I think this is another situation where he's really cheap. It's a really great game environment. The minutes should be okay because they're so shorthanded. Like Mo Gay was also ruled out tonight. And we know Dyson's out. They had to sign like a center tonight from their G League team that could be in uniform. Does that mean anything though? Like, do they just still play V. Krejci over him? Do they play Luke Kennard? Like, I don't think it's fine.
In tournaments, I like it, but obviously having Trey back just kind of again adds another high usage player to the group. It's if they were still without Trey and without Dyson Daniels and without Kristaps Porzingis, the pegs kind of continue to kind of fall next mid. And I'd be like, all right, it's Jalen Johnson, it's NAW, and then it's probably Ricochet or Okongwu. Yes. Now there's still like two more guys ahead of Ricochet, but if he's gonna get minutes, there's certainly talent there. It's a fantastic matchup. So at 4K in tournaments, again, I think you could do worse, than Zachary Ricochet. So
yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I just think like there is a very wide range of outcomes with minutes, right? Because they have played other guys over him all season long.
Yeah.
And mostly V. Krejci is that guy, and V. Krejci is still alive.
Agreed. All right. Anybody else here at small forward?
Anyone else here at small forward? Let me just check the playbook. I don't have anyone else. Okay. Doug asking about Trey Johnson. Another would love to play Trey Johnson, but everyone is in for Washington tonight. Every single player they basically have other than Kent Whitmore is playing. So I don't know what anyone's minutes are going to look like. I have on an 11-game slate with a full rotation, I basically have zero interest. Washington might be the least appealing team on the board tonight. No offense. I think some of their players are fun, but I just don't know how we.
You can play Sar. It's probably
yeah, and he might only play 30 minutes.
Well, Sure.
because he's been limited too, you know?
Kind of just what he does anyways. So.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I just
Yeah, I hear you. All right.
like you're like I said that, and then you throw out one guy, like that doesn't make
I
the
talk
point.
about their best guy. You know?
Yeah, but that doesn't make the point any better.
It doesn't. All right, let's just talk about Jalen Johnson, how cool he is. He's $9,700. Guy is obviously very good at the game of basketball. He's one of the highest rostered players on the slate at the position tonight. It's he and it's Karl Anthony Towns, who are the two guys we built with on the preview show. If you watched that, no reason not to just there's now that there's the fact that there's even more value available. Like again, like I don't see a reason why not to play Jalen Johnson.
Well, I wasn't looking at the screen last night originally when you switched to power forward. You're like, why is I think the exact words were, why is Jalen Johnson under 10K? I was like,
yeah.
So I shot my head like, what?
Yeah,
there's no way he just misspoke, right?
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
You know,
yeah, I mean, whatever reason.
Trey, we've seen him now play with Trae Young twice. He scored 40 and 30, almost 40. He's almost scored 40 in both games he's played with Trae Young back. Like that's obviously not apples to apples indicative of what's going to happen every game. Like Jalen Johnson's not going to score 4, but I'm also not going to say he's not going to. Like
he's playing with an elite facilitator now, and then he himself is an elite facilitator that those two guys could just play off of each other.
And it's Chicago, who has no presence at the rim.
Yeah.
At all. In a 254.5 implied point total.
This game.
Yeah.
He scored 300 points.
Now, like, I don't think I still think that's like probably it's like obviously live to not be 300 again, right?
Well, sure. It's very rare air to get a 300-point game.
But even if it goes over
260, you know, right?
If it goes over 254, you probably needed pieces from this game.
Yeah, exactly. And you're getting him at $9,700. So again, there's other options. There is LeBron James, been really good. Reeves is back. We've talked about it. Reeves has a ridiculous usage rate. LeBron's kind of found his stride here a little bit. So like, you know, earlier season, Reeves, you know, LeBron just coming back in games without LeBron, obviously, but good 80, 94. Karl Anthony Towns 85, which we were just sitting there being like, man, that price seems off, you know, without Brunson. So plenty of good plays here at power forward tonight.
Yeah, pretty definitively. I feel like we've been saying this a lot. Pretty definitively, my favorite position on the board. Fortunately for us, two of these players that you just mentioned, you could play at center as well.
Yep.
In AD and Towns. LeBron, I think, is the GPP play of all of them. You know, 9,500, I think, is probably a little too expensive with Reeves back. But again, if Reeves is limited, would it surprise you LeBron scores 55 fantasy points? The problem, John, is that, like, if LeBron goes for 55 and Towns goes for 55 for $1,000 less, well, you made a grave mistake using LeBron.
Right.
And if AD, who isn't on the injury report today, goes for 60 because he's washed.
No, yeah, I was saying Anthony Davis washed. Yeah.
He also, you know, it's just a better play than LeBron. Like, it's hard to choose to not want to play two of those guys. Possibly, and you could play three. You could play all of them. Yeah. But like, Jalen, how I would rank them is probably Jalen, Towns, AD, LeBron. That's how they're being rostered as well, coincidentally.
Garland warming up with the intention of playing.
Okay. Which is what he told the media last night. We reported on the show. But yeah, I think those 4 spend ups at power forward are incredibly elite. And you could play any and all of them.
I always find it funny when we have shows where people are in the chat, like dogging a player, and then they go off the next day. They're not in the chat anymore.
Sometimes that does. Isn't that weird? Does happen.
That Sadiq Bey hater has never come back.
No,
you know?
no.
Never come back
unless he's under a different alias.
It's true, possibly, but you know, last night people in our chat saying AD was washed. 35-17, not washed.
There were multiple comments.
Multiple comments saying AD was washed. We were touting him as like one of our favorite plays of the day. Obviously Towns again. We got there, talked about it. Don't need to touch on it again. PG 7K.
It's fine.
Okay.
I think Jaren, just to circle back a little bit, I think I'd be more than willing to go back to Jaren. The minutes have been great, and a matchup against OKC is your. I mean, just look at the stretch he was on, and the teams. I mean, he did it against Minnesota. That was very encouraging. Utah is, the worst defense.
This should be an elite. Is Kyle Filipowski the best front court player they're putting on the floor tonight?
Yes. And he cannot defend anything.
That's what I'm saying. So
Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson is your center room tonight.
Slow-mo can play some D, but I mean, okay, I don't know. He's 1% right now, Jaren Jackson. So,
Look, Jaren. Wow, we've said it all year. He's had a weird season. I wrote in the playbook. Without Ja, Vince Williams, Edey, and Co., because there's a lot of Memphis guys out, 30.8% usage, 1.2 fantasy points per minute. Those are elite numbers. So if you get 33 minutes out of Jaren Jackson tonight, I would not be surprised if he has 50 fantasy points.
Yeah. All right. Where else are we looking to go here? DePrince, you need help in the Discord. We'll help you in the Discord in a moment here, DePrince.
Yeah, well, after the show, I'll help.
We're currently here, DePrince, so we can't be there, but we will be there after the show. So stay tuned.
We got you, brother. We got you.
All right. Where else are we looking to go at power forward here? Again, obviously top tier, awesome plays. Mentioned Paul George. Filipowski is 6,000. I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked him more when he was 52, 54. Good fantasy player. Bobby Poe, I'd assume Milwaukee's going to run that same starting lineup out again. 5,900 for Bobby Portis if he's going to play anywhere near 40 minutes against this Indiana front court, who is going to be using James Wiseman potentially as their backup center tonight, John.
Third overall pick. Don't dog him.
You'll never forget. Was it third? Wasn't it second? I think it was second.
Second overall?
I think he was second. Golden State.
Couldn't have been drafted to a worse situation. Steve Kerr just hates young players.
He does. And Draymond. As we saw. Yeah, we saw.
Draymond's actually a great marketer for his podcast because he just causes conflict and everybody will tune into the next episode.
It's true.
Talk about what happened. So
we need to have the guy who did the James Harden strip club breakdown do it for when Draymond records and releases his podcast.
Yeah.
If there's what the percentage of controversy is the night
he
before.
Gets ejected, podcast episode. He leaves for bench after fighting with Kerr, podcast episode, so.
Yep. So Portis at 59, if he's going to play 40 minutes and start, just kind of a lock and set and don't forget kind of player for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mamukelashvili is similar.
Yeah, we had a Mamu comment in the chat a little bit earlier.
I think he's good for sure. I think Portis has a higher ceiling at a similar price point with same eligibility.
Would you play Bazulas over Mamu?
Probably not. Okay. Surprisingly, I was looking at the modest stuff, and obviously the efficiency is the one thing that stands out the most. Has not missed a 2-point field goal in each of the last 2 games. The usage rate was still teens, not even approaching 20. So I would still probably lean Portis and Mamukelashvili over Modest, but Modest is okay.
Okay. Obviously, again, the position has some value that the field is getting to. Do you like any of the value that they're playing again? You kind of mentioned Kendrick already. There is Asa Noel. Royce is 5%. Is there anything else here that you'd play?
I mean, Asa is going to be in the rotation tonight because they don't have anything else to literally. Yeah, he's in 3,100. But it's large field stuff only.
Okay. I actually liked the body. We didn't go in on body part so much, but I liked that last night. His point props at 17.5 right now. So it's
brother, I talked 3 minutes about Bobby Portis.
I know. I said we talked about it. I didn't talk about it, but I was looking at his point prop projection. It's at 17.5. So
he's a dude. He's
good number.
A monster.
All right, let's go to center. Joker's up here. He's 12-7.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
if you want to play Joker, there's plenty of value to
find a way to get there. Over 40% of the field is playing Musa Diabate. So again, not too surprised. There's guys here with dual positional eligibility that we've talked about. Davis, Towns, Jackson, all there. What do you do with Joel Embiid at $8,000?
It's a tough one because I think he's too cheap. But I also think that center is super loaded and it's hard to get there. He's just the best. Like, he's not a single entry play. He's the best MME. He's a good MME play, you know? Like Steve Smith, the receiver that comes into the show that commented earlier.
Yeah.
That's definitely the receiver and only the receiver. It's perfect for him. Like, play him in a couple lineups. Even with the field, he's about 12%. Like, that's how I would probably approach it in tournaments. Because he's obviously has a massive ceiling. He's had the multiple days off that he's longing for. He's said it as much. Like, I feel better when I have more days off. Please give me more days off. He had more days off. So in theory, that means he should be feeling better, right?
Yeah, I agree. Point projection tonight's 22.5 for those of you who are maybe looking to get there. You got a Kongwu at 74. Again, matchup for Chicago, great spot. They're shorthanded. He's been everything we kind of hoped for this year. Without when given sort of the extra minutes. And then we've had a lot of questions, or at least a couple of comments in chat about Khalil Ware. He's all the way down here at. Well,
the comment was, I was laughing. Why Doug said he never plays Khalil Ware, and then Paul said, "You must not like winning."
I mean, the last 3 games have been crazy. So.
Doug is basically Eric Spoelstra because he also doesn't like Khalil Ware. Also, I just want to address the Doug comment. This is a complete different scenario, Doug. The Knicks had just played the NBA Cup, had to travel from Vegas to Indiana on the front leg of a back-to-back, where then they had to go home. It's different.
The coach himself was the one that said the minutes limit.
They've been.
But I'm just saying, like, the only reason that we're worried about the starter minutes is because the coach himself said they would be limited. And even then, we still got like 30 plus minutes out of a couple of those guys. Didn't we end up getting like Bridges play like
37?
Yeah. So like they weren't even really limited.
No.
But different circumstance. And again, the only reason that even was brought up was because the coach himself said they were going to monitor the minutes of the starters that were available. So unless they come out and say that tonight, we go differently. However, Khalil Ware is here. 57, 51, 48. What do you think there?
What do I think? They're out the same exact players. What I would say is, like, he is obviously a great play. The only thing is there is a scenario where he doesn't play this well and he doesn't close. Because they have Wiggins. They didn't close with Wiggins last game. In the Brooklyn game, they didn't close with Bam because he was in foul trouble. So I think there is a scenario where if he's not this efficient, he's not in the closing lineup.
Okay. Where else do we go at center tonight? Again, Diabate is getting all the ownership because he is $4,100. There's no Kalkbrenner. There's no Plumlee.
Yeah, that's where I would go as well. Yeah, Doug, we're not trying to call you out.
Not dogging you, Doug. We're just explaining it. A lot of people might have the same question you had, so just kind of calling it out.
Like, obviously, Musa, a little bit of an anomaly last night, had 6 steals.
Sure.
That's a little bit unreasonable to expect, but the 14 rebounds, we know he does. Like, he's a dog. He does.
And
that.
Washington, I think, is last in rebounding, right?
They're a bad. I mean, they're just bad. But yes, I believe it's them, Sacramento, and Milwaukee. Sacramento is last.
Okay.
But it's their Sacramento, Milwaukee, Washington are bottom three. So yeah, I don't really have the one I wanted to talk about was the Vooch ownership. Like Vooch was getting a boatload of ownership earlier today. It's still like pretty popular. It's a good spot for him. The minutes have been trending back up since the Bulls have decided to not play all three centers, only at center. I've talked about this a couple times. Like they have used Jalen Smith at forward, which has helped Vooch trend upwards in minutes. And obviously we've seen the production follow suit. It is a good spot. Like he is a good fantasy player for all the deficiencies that he has. He's still a 1.1 fantasy point per minute player. So I'm good getting to Vooch. That's probably my only other. Actually, I take that back. I wrote up Mitch Rob tonight because I think he's getting a little bit.
Well, you said if they go double big, I mean, this guy had 15 offensive rebounds a couple games ago. Yeah.
I think he is vastly underappreciated. I don't know if you've seen this like whole Mitch Rob free throw thing too, where he worked with somebody on his free throw range because it's Hack a Mitch was the thing.
I sent you the video that the Celtics were doing Hack a Mitch in the first quarter the other day.
First quarter, he got with a shooting coach. They tweaked his mechanics. He's now 10 for his last 11, and the coach and Mitch Robinson are posting on social media being like, please keep hacking us. They're out here saying like, hey guys, please do it.
His ability to hit free throws will keep him on the floor.
Correct. And as we've seen, the 2 games he coincidentally made all of his free throws, he's played 22 and 26 minutes. I don't think it's a coincidence. We already know Minnesota's running the double big out there. It's not like this is not a surprise, right? This is not like Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle. That's your starting lineup.
And they put Naz Reid in, so it's like,
and then they put Naz Reid in. So I do think that we could see a scenario where Mitch Rob is your starting.
People shouldn't forget what 5 years ago Mitchell Robinson looked like. Like he was
undrafted, and then like hasn't been healthy ever since. But yeah.
He had moments and spurts where he was blocking 6 shots a game. We were riding him in DFS back then.
He does 2 things at like a major elite level. Yeah. He is like the best offensive rebounder in basketball, and he blocks every shot.
And then he had his agent asking why there's no lobs to Mitch Rob anymore.
Yes, the agent, dude, he always has someone talking for him. I will say.
We had a Kevin Love question from Warren. 16 and 16, 45 fantasy points. Like 32 minutes last time he stepped on the floor.
Is there a realistic expectation to Kevin Love's the backup tonight? Yes. Could Kyle Anderson be your backup center tonight? Also, yes. It's just impossible to know, dude. Know. You only if you're playing MMA, right? Yeah. Like you don't know what Will Hardy's going to do with backup center minutes.
Good for Kevin Love though, right? Showing he can do it 2 in the last 3 games. Like, hey guys, like I'm still here.
They asked him, did you see they asked him when's the last time you had a podium game? And he said, man, I think when Lyndon B. Johnson was president. Which is good.
I mean, dude, he just looks. I see highlights of him. He looks old, man. He just looks old. Like he's been in the league forever.
He does. Look.
And I say that he looks old, but I'm almost positive he and I are like the same age. So
you're not 40 yet. He's 40.
No, not 40 yet. Is he 40? We're close.
I think he's 39.
He's 37. We're the same.
37. Okay. Age. Well, I was trying to help you.
That's fine. He looks way older than me. So
he also has. He was like getting 20 rebounds a game in Minnesota. 15 years ago.
Yeah. All right.
Coach Chris just asked us, can you stack Memphis and Utah? I think it's an appealing game to play. Obviously,
gotta play Keontae George.
The caveat on the Memphis side is that like they play a lot of players. even though they don't have a lot of players, they play a lot of players.
Yeah.
Like we didn't mention Jock Landale. Only one player on that team is getting more than 5% ownership.
Yeah. We're not really in on we didn't talk and really any San Antonio today life, so I don't know. I mean,
reason for that.
They're playing the Thunder. So,
Could change if Wemby's ruled out, but he went through shoot around this morning.
Yeah. Alrighty. Time to get a little lineup build. We are running a little late today, but that's fine. We appreciate all the support. You guys want to hit that like, share, subscribe button. It's a free way to support us here over at the Fantasy Time YouTube channel. If you want to join the channel, you can click that button as well. It's $4.99 a month. Get cool emojis and badges. You can help us out there. I'll tell you this. The last few times that Warren's been in the chat and says, hear me out or talk me out of, he's kind of nailed the play.
Keontae, Nembhard.
Yeah. I
don't remember who the last one was before Nembhard. There was another one before Nembhard, I think.
So, if we're just going to trust Warren with the hear me out plays, Yegor tonight, maybe.
Warren was also the infamous Anthony Davis to the locker room.
It's true, and he did actually put that voodoo on us today. So the 80 to locker room is back. So
something. Warren, starting to think Warren is an inside man here,
influencing things here.
There's an inside trading going on with Warren here.
So we're getting plus money on the over 8.5 rebounds for Diabate today.
Okay,
kind of like that.
Should not be that, but yeah.
Plus money, plus 110 on FanDuel, over 8.5 rebounds for Diabate. All right, I'm just going to hit some buttons. You just tell me when to stop.
I'm not going to because I already feel like we're going to do this like we would do the exact same thing. Yeah, I mean, this is...
What's the...
Tyler Kolek.
Yeah, obviously. All right. Kolek, Johnson, Diabate, Towns, and what? Do we just do like Vit for some...
I was gonna
just get another cheap guy in down here.
Yeah,
in a game with a 250 total.
It's fine.
All right, small forward guard utility. We'll throw the full lineup in the Discord for you guys. We appreciate you tuning in each and every day. We will have a preview show for the Christmas slate. Obviously, we will not be going live. Sorry, guys, on the Christmas slate, but we will have preview show breakdown, pick'ems, and playbooks out for you guys tomorrow. Actually, we'll give you the full day to prepare for that, and we'll help you guys going out. Steve said he tried swiping left in the comment portion, couldn't get the hype thing to appear.
I do it every day. Well, 3 times. You can only do it 3 times a week.
Are you Apple, Android? Is it maybe different for the type of... I'm on an Apple. I'm
on an Apple as well. I don't know.
I don't know. If you're on an iPhone, you can swipe on the comment section to the left, and it should bring up a hype option. I don't know if it's different on Androids or not, but you can hype us up as well. All right, so this is where we're going with the core plays. Again, full lineup in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, join the Fantasy Star family. It's 50% off for the first month. FantasyStorm.com/YouTube, promo code YT50. Check us out, $20 for 1 month. Pays for itself. You get access to everything on site. That's what we got for you. Enjoy holidays, everybody. Grande and I will be back live on Friday. Again, we'll have the preview show for Christmas laid out tomorrow. We'll see you then.